Gary, at the start of the afternoon, we asked the question as to whether Liverpool could challenge Manchester City in the title race. I think that question has been emphatically answered, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think after the Brighton game, I said that Liverpool come off like the lesser of the two sides. I think you can look at Brighton, you can look at West Brom, you can look at Newcastle. All the games that they've dropped points, I've always thought Liverpool were the better team on the day. I can't say that today. Manchester City were better than us. All over the pitch, I thought they had a little bit more about them than what we had. But in saying that, when you look at the goals, I think Alisson could have done better with the 3 goals. And that obviously was the difference with the scoreline. But I think, take nothing away from Man City, I think they thoroughly deserved the 3 points today. We were second best in most areas of the pitch, I thought. And
perhaps one of the most difficult things watching maybe the last 10 or 15 minutes was a team and a group of players who Jurgen Klopp in the past has called his mentality monsters. Psychologically, they just looked a little bit shot, didn't they?
It happened so quick, didn't it? Look, you can't get away with it. The goalkeeper's had a nightmare. Big fan, great goalkeeper, done brilliant for us. He's had a nightmare. How many shots have they had on target? He made one good save, which he parried, and then I think he scored from. The Foden goal's gone right at him, albeit it was a hard shot. Should have saved it. He's gifted them 2 goals. He knows, the manager knows. You can't get away from that. Up till then, we were well in the game. Well in the game. Manchester City had a very good side, looked dangerous, you know, with Sterling and Foden in particular. But at 1-1, till that mistake was, for me, there was nothing in it. You know, once they got the second goal, the heads went down. They knew probably we weren't going to get back into. Third goal, that Man City looked better probably than what they are when it went 2-1 to 4-1. Because you couldn't help but to play. We've been in that situation, myself and Gary. You're thinking, oh, what? It's a nightmare. You know you're not going to get back. You want the game to end. It's just the way it was. So, unfortunately, the one game when you need our goalkeeper to have a really good game is always against Man City, other than other teams. And unfortunately for him, he's had his worst game for the club today. And I don't want to make him a scapegoat, but
like you said, though, he knows, doesn't he? He doesn't need any of us to tell him. He's a far better goalkeeper than any of us will ever be. He's the best in the world. But you know, you sit there as a player in a dressing room when you've played any sport at a high level, you know when you've not played very well.
Yeah, you know, he put his hands up, and quite rightly so, and the lads will accept it. You've got to get him back on track now for Leicester. You know, our season starts now. It's gone. It was gone before this game, in my opinion, but that's near here or there. We've lost the league. We're not going to retain it. It starts now. Leicester away are one of our big rivals for the other 3 places. We cannot miss out on that top 4. Our present games, rumper games, we're not top 4 material, but we know this team's better than that. We know this squad's better than that. They have to show us now to stay in the top 4, have a proper go with the Champions League, get Van Dijk back, get a couple of injuries back, maybe look forward to next season, build for next season, get a momentum going now, bit more belief. We have to do something now. Now is the start of the season to make sure that we don't miss on the top, because that will be horrendous for the club.
Is it difficult to get that belief when you've had an afternoon like that?
Well, it's not just this afternoon, is it?
No.
That's the thing, is that it's like dropping points against Brighton, dropping points against Burnley. It's an accumulation of things that like mounts up to that sort of performance. I think today. I think all was right in many ways that we were still in the game, but I think a neutral watching that game would have suggested that like Man City were the more likely of the 2 teams to go on and win it, which obviously it proved. I don't know if it's something, you know, in many ways you maybe need a little break away from football. The fact that they've got a free week with no games might help. Just take your mind off it and just have a total break. By ideal, maybe like I know they have done it in the past when they've gone away, obviously, but that's not going to happen this season. And I think, you know, you've got the Champions League to look forward to, but you have to have a different mindset now than what we've had just in these recent games, because that mindset is not good at this moment in time.
Let's make our way through the incidents then of the game, and it's Difficult to forget that actually 4-1 could have been 5-1, given that City missed a penalty as well. Any complaints about the penalty for that foul by Fabinho on Raheem Sterling?
It's something that we see an awful lot crept into the game. You know, you go past the player, you know, and then you're looking for a rub, you're looking for some sort of a touch, and then you go down. Nearly every player does it now. You know, his back leg does catch him. So, you know, you can see why he's given it, but he's gone in there, he's been positive, Sterling, and he's won the penalty. You know, thankfully for us at the time, the penalty was one of the worst ones you're probably likely to see. You know, I thought we might get a bit of luck there and you know, and go forth. But I think as the penalty goes, you know, we'd have to accept it in this day and age. Unfortunately, it was a pen, yeah.
As for the first goal, then, it's a lovely bit of interchange, isn't it, between Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden. It ends with Gundogan tapping it in, but it was the play between the two of them that built it up before Alisson makes the save.
Well, I think it shows you the difference when you've got players in wide areas of the pitch that are willing to run at defenders. It causes an enormous amount of problems. You know, you talk about the penalty as well. Again, it was Sterling that, you know, he's running at people, and that's what causes problems. There's no better time to be a forward in like modern day era in football. Because like defenders are like just not able to tackle. You just can't tackle inside that 18-yard box. But unfortunately, at this moment in time, we just don't have that person at this moment to go and do things like that. Sterling, I thought, had probably one of his best games against Liverpool that we've seen. And again, that possibly is because there was no crowd there. He hasn't had anything to react to. I mean, the crowd have obviously given him an awful lot of like stick when he's played.